Let's talk about how to work with people when there is difficult behavior, when we're finding other people challenging. Now, the first step is how to respond and see people in a compassionate way. If you truly want to change the world, if you want there to be more peace in the world, I invite you to please practice differentiating between the being and the behavior. This is something that I learned from Marshall Rosenberg, and I'm really grateful to him for this teaching. Too often, we create enemy images around people. When soldiers are going to go to war, the very first thing that is done is the enemy is dehumanized. So my request is for you to notice when you are assigning an enemy image to another person or even to yourself. What is true is people make choices that have hurtful consequences. And so we acknowledge the impact of a consequence. We acknowledge and confront behaviors and choices that are made that are hurtful. But we don't do that by assigning an enemy image. Differentiate between the being and the behavior, including yourself. Don't go, oh, I'm such an idiot. Instead, maybe, oh, I didn't meet my own value for efficiency or for respect or for whatever it might be. Really learning not to use derogatory terms about yourself or about another human being, but rather practicing to see the divinity in all. And this is a non-denominational practice, to see the beauty in all beings, to see the innocence in all beings. The second step is, why are they doing this behavior? Get out your list of universal human needs and look at it. Why are they doing whatever they're doing that bothers you? Which of their needs are they trying to meet? And this is a wonderful way to become more compassionate about someone, to shift from just seeing them as obnoxious or inconvenient to understanding why they're doing what they're doing. It doesn't mean you have to like it or condone it or accept it. It just helps you to understand. The more we can understand each other, the more harmonious our relationships. Now, the next step, after you've determined what their behavior is, and you've guessed, you've imagined, based on looking at the list of universal human needs, what needs they're trying to meet by the behavior, now it's time to self-reflect. What about their behavior is really bothering you? Which of your needs are not being met by the behavior? Because if you're bothered by it, there's some reason, there's something, some of your needs are being challenged or not met by the behavior. So this takes us out of just, oh, he's such a jerk, to, wow, I noticed that in order to be heard, he uses a very loud voice and he talks over people, and that doesn't meet my value for respect or consideration. See the difference? See how we can go into a greater understanding of what's really going on. It takes a little bit more time, it's a little bit more thorough than just he's such a jerk. So in managing the situation, what we want to do is really understand what's going on a deeper level, and to really be present with that. And ideally, if we can communicate with a person, now sometimes we interact with people that we just can't talk to about their behavior and how it impacts us, depending on the relationship we have. But quite often, we can talk to a person about the impact of the behavior. And the way to do that is to, A, approach them when you're well-resourced and when they are likely to also be well-resourced. Being well-resourced is a very important awareness. Well-resourced means we're not stressed, we've had enough food, we've had enough water, we are not overly agitated, we are centered, we are not... Being well-resourced means we're in our frontal lobe, we're in our forebrain, we're not already in reptile brain reaction. We request, I would like to be able to create time to talk to you about a way that we could have a better relationship. And it's very important that that's your mindset. Your intention is not to make them wrong. Your intention, our intention, is to have a better relationship with each other. In order to manage this situation, we need to be well-resourced, make a request to have a conversation for the purpose of improving our relationship. And then we ask, can I share with you something that takes place for me that is difficult, and I'd like for us to understand each other? Only proceed if you keep getting yeses. Yes, I'm willing to have the conversation. Yes, I'm willing to hear this. If there's no, if there's resistance, respect that. Based on the culture of the relationship, if there is resistance, you can always ask, what would you need to feel comfortable talking to me? What would you need to feel safe? And again, I recognize that in some relationships, this is science fiction to even speak this way. But this is the direction that we go into, and we can go into that direction in our closer relationships, our friendships, and our family relationships. Remember that in compassionate communication, we are always seeking to make an invitation to connect and to stay connected. So these are tools to help us to connect and stay connected.